Welcome to CLB's digital series, Where We Now. I am your host, Jocelyn Hunter, CLB's Senior Director of Communications. Thanks to our listeners for tuning in. Happy to welcome back Peter and to welcome Chrichelle Brown to this episode of Where We Now. Peter is our assistive technology instructor at CLB, and Chrichelle Brown is CLB's information and referral specialist. Welcome to Where We Now, Chrichelle. This is the first time you've been on this series.
It is.
Thank you for joining us. I have to start with a big, well done applause to you both. You did an extraordinary job at the recent panel hosted by Comcast. Thank you both.
Not a problem. Was happy to be there.
Thank you, Jocelyn. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. And for our listeners who were not present, or some of them were not present, are there a couple of highlights that you would like to emphasize regarding the session as it revolved around tech and access?
We did touch on a lot of different things. One key point was the cost. Technology is very expensive in general, but assistive devices like screen readers and the different type of phones and the different type of equipment, all of it comes at a high cost. And we were mentioning different ways how people can try to combat those prices by going through their state agencies or donations or anything like that. So that was a very big part of our panel presentation.
And another key important thing that we discussed was assistive technologies and AI, and how AI is a big innovation right now, is a good time to be around because it's helping improve the lives of people that are disabled, especially with blind and low vision, with the Meta glasses, along with Gemini.
Great. Thank you, Peter, and thank you, Chrichelle, again for your participation at that recent panel, and thanks for sharing your perspectives on some highlights. And I thank Comcast for their hosting, for their support of the opportunity for CLB to showcase the importance of the services, the work that we do here at CLB, and to allow us into their space there at the Xfinity store in downtown DC. It's a great example of corporate partnership to engage and increase awareness. And I look forward to Comcast including CLB in many more conversations and other corporations joining this effort in collaborating with Columbia Lighthouse for the Blind. Chrichelle, as CLB's information and referral specialist, first, what exactly is your role? And then second, what tip do you have for our listeners out there who may know of someone who could use CLB services, who could benefit from the services? Do you have a tip that could aid them in making that introduction or that referral to CLB? So it's a couple questions there into that one.
I was about to say a lot of questions at the ballpark, no problem. But so for me, as Jocelyn stated, I am the information and referral specialist. I am essentially one of the first people that you come into contact with when you're trying to get information or get resources from Columbia Lighthouse for the Blind. My position is to make sure that I give you as much information as possible. In my case, if I don't know the information, I'll at least point you in the right direction where you can get it. I give you all of the information about the different trainings and services that we offer here at CLB, be it cane travel training or independent living skills for home management or assistive technology training support groups, volunteer services, or low vision. Any questions in regards to those, I will help you by making sure you get your intake done, getting you on a wait list, and making sure that you stay up to date on any new information that comes out. I do get a few repeat callers who ask questions about other resources and locations that they can get training and services from. And that is information that I get both on locally, and sometimes I'll get people calling from Chicago or Florida because all they're hearing is Lighthouse for the Blind, but not specifically their location. So sometimes I'll get calls from all over the country asking about Lighthouse, and I just redirect them to the proper channels for them. In regards to what people can do, I encourage anybody who has any questions about low vision aids or services for anybody who's blind or visually impaired or who's going through something to give us a call. I could possibly give you information that you can pass along to the person because they may not be ready to start training, which is perfectly okay. Some people do take time to readjust to themselves before they're ready to come to us. And then for the people who are calling us, just be honest and open. I'm one of the first ones to tell you, I was very hesitant when I first started learning the different types of softwares and things that I needed to be as independent as possible. So there is, as Planet Fitness say, this is a no judgment zone. Come as you are, and I'll try to give you as much information as and much encouragement as possible.
Chrichelle, thank you. And let's take a moment right now to inform our listeners of where they can reach you. If you are listening now and you want to hit pause to make that call, please give us a call at 240 737 5100. Here we are in the holiday season. And Peter, throughout this holiday season, I imagine some of our listeners might receive holiday gifts like smartphones, devices, computers, and other cool gadgets. What is a tip or two that you suggest to someone who receives a new tech and needs to gain useful accessibility training?
Thank you, Jocelyn. Importantly, I would recommend if somebody does receive, for example, an iPhone, an Android device, Samsung, or Meta glasses, I would recommend to reach out to the Columbia Lighthouse for the Blind and talk to Chrichelle, and she'll explain about the different services that we offer, especially focusing on assistive technology trainings, whether it's smartphone training, JAWS training, fusion training, or whatnot. And once you receive the gift, what I would recommend is to do some research on what you got. For example, if I were to receive an iPhone, I would want to go on or ask a friend or ask around that somebody is a power user of an iPhone or an Android device or Meta glasses examples. What are their built-in accessibility features or functions, such as Siri or VoiceOver or whatnot? And just doing a lot of research, asking a lot of questions, but most importantly, contacting the Columbia Lighthouse for the Blind for resources and potential future training with us.
Chrichelle and Peter, thank you both for sharing your knowledge with us today and over the course of this year 2025. And for our listeners, please contact CLB at clb.org or give us a call 240 737 5100 to learn more about CLB and our services. We thank you all and wish you a very happy holiday season. Happy holidays from CLB.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.